Is Kamaru Usman washed? That is the question that is being asked here today. Online recently, I've seen a lot of people saying Usman's washed, etc., etc., which to me, I don't agree with. So we're going to talk about it today. So Kamaru Usman, arguably the greatest welterweight of all time. In my opinion, I still have GSP above him, but there is an argument to be had. Usman's title run was definitely historic. This guy's a pound for pound great. But anyway, let's talk about the washed allegations as of recently. So Usman currently, and this isn't a good way to kick off the video, is on a 3-fight losing streak. So I'm going to be going through his last 3 opponents. You've got Leon Edwards, who he got KO'd by in the 5th round. You've got Leon Edwards again, who he lost to by decision. And then you have got Khamzat Chimaev. So I'm going to go through each of these losses. So the first loss to Leon Edwards. Now, Leon Edwards, from what I remember, was a massive underdog going into this matchup against Kamaru Usman, which a lot of people now, I seen a guy was arguing with me about this on TikTok, saying that Usman wasn't in his prime when he fought Leon the first time, which to me is insane because he was he pound for pound number 1 at the time? I think when he fought Leon the second time, he was pound for pound number 1. But anyway, so Usman dominated that matchup. Let's just be 100% honest here. Kamaru Usman was on his way to beating Leon Edwards by a very, very comfortable decision, and then he got caught with a head kick. Now, the head kick from Leon Edwards wasn't fluky, in my opinion. You seen in the lead up to the fight that he'd been drilling it with his coaches, and even in the corner before he went out there, the coach had, went over that with him, said this is the potential fight ending shot for him to land, which was the straight left, and then Usman would tilt his head and get cracked in the side of the head by the head kick from Leon, which is exactly what happened. Leon went out there and executed that perfectly, knocked out Usman. Anyone was getting knocked out by that head kick, let's be honest. Then he goes and straight away doesn't take that much time off and gets in there again with Leon Edwards. Now, that matchup was extremely close. I was there live. When I watched it live, I'll hold my hands up. I thought Usman, especially with the point deduction, maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I thought Usman had won that. Now, I have since went back and rewatched it, and I do think the decision was correct. See if I can fucking speak properly again. And the decision was correct for Leon Edwards to have his hand raised at the end of the night there. But those 2 losses to Leon Edwards, right? Leon Edwards is pound for pound, in my opinion, should be number 2. He is currently number 3. Leon Edwards is going to be one of the, in my opinion, could go down as the greatest welterweight of all time. So losing twice to Leon Edwards in 2 very close matchups. I mean, the second matchup wasn't really close. Usman was dominating that matchup and then got caught with a head kick, like I said. But their third matchup was extremely close. It wasn't as if Usman was completely gone in there and he got completely dominated, in my opinion anyway. I just don't think that. And then we go on to his most recent loss, which is Khamzat Chimaev. Now, Khamzat Chimaev was hyped up as one of... People were saying he's going to be the greatest ever, the first 3-division champion, blah, blah, blah. Usman took this matchup on short notice. Let's not forget, this was meant to be Khamzat Chimaev versus Paulo Costa. Usman took this matchup on short notice in a different weight class, flew halfway across the world to challenge Khamzat Chimaev on 2 weeks. And in my opinion, that matchup should have been a draw. Now, Usman got completely 10-8'd in the first round by Khamzat Chimaev. The grappling of Khamzat Chimaev was insane, especially in the first round. In my opinion, Khamzat Chimaev is arguably the greatest first round fighter we've ever seen in the UFC. That guy is so dominant and so dangerous. But in the second and third round, in my opinion anyway, Usman done enough to win them. So how does that then make him washed after the Khamzat Chimaev fight, which is a lot of people are saying he's lost 3 times now, he's washed. If you break down his last 3 opponents, 2 of them were Leon Edwards, who, like I said, is pound for pound number 3 currently. So it's not as if he's just losing to a nobody. And Khamzat Chimaev is probably one of the most hyped prospects we've ever seen in the UFC, who, like I said earlier, people say is going to be the first triple champion, etc. So just looking at his 3 losses and the context behind each individual loss, it's not as if this guy got whitewashed, got completely dominated by any of his last 2 opponents. Do you know what I mean? And his last 2 opponents are some of the best in the world, especially Leon Edwards. So that there to me just I just don't get how that makes this guy washed. If you compare him to the likes of Tony Ferguson, who in my opinion is washed, who's losing to guys that aren't even in the top 15, you can't compare Usman to him. You know, in my mind, washed is Tony Ferguson. No offense at this moment in time, and Usman is nowhere near that level. Usman, in my opinion, can still compete at a very high level. Let's just go through the rankings, right? So, give me 2 seconds. Here's the welterweight division. So you've got Leon as champ, obviously. I think Leon would beat Usman at this moment in time in their careers. I just think Leon Edwards, honestly, I don't think anybody at welterweight beats Leon Edwards at the moment. He is just head and shoulders above everybody else. Then you've got Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad, in my opinion, would struggle with Kamaru Usman right now. With the grappling, Belal Muhammad, I don't think would be able to out-grapple Kamaru Usman. And on the feet, Usman can get a bit sloppy, yes, but he's got a very, very nice 1-2, especially that jab, very thudding jab from Usman. I think Usman would beat Belal Muhammad. Then you go down to Shavkat Rakhmonov, who I think would be a fairly tough matchup for Kamaru Usman, but I think Shavkat Rakhmonov has a lot of holes, especially in a stand-up, that I think Kamaru Usman, again with those straight shots, could really exploit. So there's what you've got. Leon, I think, beats him. I think he beats Belal. And I think he beats Shavkat Rakhmonov. So out of the top 3, that's including the champion, and Usman is a part of that, Usman beats 2 out of the 3 there. Sorry for the jump cut there. For some random reason, my computer decided to shut down. But yeah, anyway, like I said throughout the video, Kamaru Usman is definitely not washed in my opinion. This guy can still compete at a very elite level, especially in the welterweight division. But let me know your opinions in the comments below. Is Kamaru Usman washed? And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It does really help out. And I'll see you again in the next one.